am Bruce Allen Murphy, the Fred Morgan Kirby Professor of Civil Rights at Lafayette College in Easton, Pennsylvania. I'd like to invite you to join us at the Rendell Center's Fall 2021 four-part webinar series on the Constitution and the First Amendment. These webinars will examine how the constitutional framers' vision of the First Amendment's protections were initially created, how they evolved in meaning in the 27 decades that have followed, and how they are now being changed for the 21st century by the Roberts Court. We will examine our freedoms of speech, both generally and in public schools, the freedom of religion, the freedom of assembly, and the right of symbolic speech during public demonstrations and protests. Overall, our goal is to provide you with enough knowledge and experience so that you can return to your classroom and better enrich your students' knowledge about and engagement with American civic life. There is no better time to be studying the Supreme Court in general and the First Amendment in specifics than now. During this four-part webinar series, you and your fellow teachers will study the United States Constitution and the First Amendment, focusing on the delicate balance between the rights of individuals and the needs of the state to govern society while keeping its population safe. Through the First Amendment, our most basic freedoms of speech, religion, and association, as well as press and even thought, are protected. And these protections, in turn, shape how we as citizens can participate in America's democratic experiment. As we have seen firsthand in the debates over the clash of protesters in the summer of 2020 and on January 6th, the battles over speakers in college campuses and in public areas, the disputes over the rights of religious groups to follow their beliefs, even if it means disagreeing with the COVID-19 controls by states, and the clashes between investigative reporters and the government concerning accounts of controversial political events, many of these conflicts can develop into legal cases and emerge before the Supreme Court as a landmark decision. It is the responsibility of the United States Supreme Court ultimately to define the scope and extent of our First Amendment rights. And it is the mission of all of us as teachers to make those issues important and useful to all of our students. Our webinar series is a place of active participant-led learning, informed by renowned national experts on the First Amendment who will join us to speak and answer our questions based on their areas of expertise. I personally invite you to join us for an exciting and intellectually enriching series of discussions as we determine how the newly reconstituted Roberts Court will affect the future of the First Amendment. This knowledge will help show your students that learning about all of the Bill of Rights, especially the First Amendment, and their importance for democracy will help all of us become more active and better citizens. Hope to see you all on our Zoom webinar series. Thank you very much.